Hey loves, welcome back to the Aphrodite podcast, where I help you become unapologetically your authentic self. If you're new here, hi, I'm your host, Diana. If you like the message, leave a like or comment to let me know what you think. So for today's video, as you see from the title, I'll be discussing how negative thoughts can ruin your life. As the saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So everything I say is out of love, and if you're willing to receive it, then great. And if not, well, I wish you luck on your journey. I'll be reading from my notes, so if I'm looking down, that is what's going on. Your subconscious state of being operates 95% of who you are. It's like a set of hardware computer programming. It becomes familiar with everything that you've been through and have gone through in the past. That can be trauma, past toxic relationships, or even bad health. It becomes stored in your DNA, aka who you are, or in other words, your habitual mind. You show up every day as your subconscious state of being. In order to go from a lack and fear mindset to an abundance mindset, you have to reprogram your mind and what it's been conditioned to know. I saw this girl talking about a book called The Art of Thinking Clearly, and in the book it states, the contrast effect means we judge something to be beautiful, expensive, or large if we have something ugly or cheap or small in front of us. Instead of looking at things as absolute, we are comparing it to something else to see whether that thing is good or bad. The contrast effect can ruin your whole life. For example, a charming woman marries a fairly average man, but because her parents were absolutely awful people, the ordinary man seems to be a prince. I think this is something worth noting because growing up, a lot of us have been conditioned to think one way, whether that's through what our parents told us or if we had bad experiences in school, through bullies, or maybe your own siblings have said some things that have stuck with you while growing up. Because we're so used to this negative talk growing up, our mind is then conditioned to think negatively as well because that's all it's ever known. So it could be because you were conditioned one way growing up and told maybe you were less than or ugly, or you were told that you were a burden, that they regret having you, like just negative things were told to you growing up. You then start to think negatively about yourself. You call yourself stupid when you make a mistake. You criticize yourself and become your worst critic in everything that you do. Nothing you do is good. You may not notice that you're being so negative to yourself because it's almost like a muscle. You think because you're not being as rude as your bullies or maybe as rude as your toxic parents growing up, that your own negative thoughts aren't doing anything negatively to you, but how you speak to yourself is what your mind starts to believe, which then interprets how you're going to act and move throughout the world. In this video, I wanted to give you guys 20 quotes or phrases to recondition your mind on what to say when you're in that negative space of telling yourself you're worthless, you have no value, that you're fat, or you're not beautiful, you're not worth love. Any negative form of talk that you're not aware that you're saying to yourself. I will give you these 20 phrases to recondition your mind. Obviously, first you're going to have to take a moment and catch yourself in the act of talking negatively, and then correct whatever you're saying to yourself. And as someone who grew up being a very hard critic on themselves, because that's all I've ever known growing up, perfection was the goal, and if you weren't perfect, then you were nothing. I have had to take the time and really say these phrases, even though I may have not believed it at the time, it's about conditioning yourself. So you have to keep doing it until you start to believe it. And it may take months. Like, this is not an easy road to go down. I've had years of negative experiences, so don't think 1 week or 2 weeks is going to change your mind just like that. This is going to take a lot of work and a lot of discomfort in order to change. But if you want to change, the work will be worth it. So these are 20 inspiring self-compassion quotes and phrases. Number 1, making mistakes is a part of life. Everyone makes them, and I allow myself to make them as well. Number 2, it's okay to be upset because I made a mistake, but I can also learn and grow from it. Number 3, I forgive myself. Number 4, criticizing myself will not help me feel better. I choose to be kind to myself. Number 5, even when I'm at my worst, I'm still enough. Number 6, I might not be good at emotional regulation right now, but that's okay. Practice leads to improvement. And with that one, you could replace emotional regulation with whatever it may be that you're struggling with. That's just what I put. So I might not be good at blank right now, but it's okay. Practice leads to improvement. Number 7, I accept myself for who I am. I embrace both my strength and my weaknesses. Number 8, just because I have flaws doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me. Flaws are human. Number 9, I know I'm struggling, but I'm doing the best I can right now. Number 10, I am worthy of receiving love and compassion. Number 11, I am not my thoughts. Number 12, I would like to be perfect, and I am not. Nobody is. Number 13, I am feeling blank right now, and that's okay. I accept it, and it's okay to feel blank. So just fill in whatever your emotion may be, you put it in the blank. Number 14, that was the best decision I could have made in that moment. Number 15, I can handle problems that come my way. Number 16, today was tough. It's normal that I need some rest. Number 17, doubting myself won't make the decision easier. I choose to trust myself. Number 18, I am going to treat myself the way I would treat my best friend. So important, because sometimes we're so hard on ourselves, but if our friend or our sibling came to us, we would tell them to do the complete opposite of how we treat ourselves. Number 19, I deserve to choose what is best for me. And finally, number 20, I deserve to be happy. So that is all for today's episode. It was a very short one, but I feel like it was very heavy as well. In my next video, I'll talk more about the subconscious and the frequency chart, or it might be the video after that, not entirely sure. I hope you acknowledge that you are just a human doing this life thing for the first time. And being your own worst critic is never gonna make it easy. I know it's hard to recondition what you've known for your whole life. For all you know, you have at least another 60 years in front of you. Make the most of those 60 years, right? Don't stay in the comfort of knowing what's familiar to you just because you're scared of the change. Change is always going to be scary, but if nothing changes, nothing changes. So thank you for watching. I hope you got something from this video that will help you grow into a more stable individual who trusts themselves, who wants to show up for themselves and do what's best and become different than what it is you've always known. So tune in next Monday. Thank you for watching this far. If you got this far, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I hope your journey goes well. Thanks for watching.